I want to talk about why MKLeo dropped Joker and is maining Byleth. I think that's a pretty interesting topic that not a lot of people have talked about yet, or at least if they have, I don't know. I think I could add something new to it. I want to start off by saying to like and subscribe to my channel because this is going on YouTube, so also comment why you think Leo dropped Joker and is maining Byleth. Alright, but anyways, a lot of people think Leo dropped Joker and main Byleth just because like this random reason, like he felt like it. I mean, kind of, but they make it seem like Leo could pick up any character and start winning, which is not true. Absolutely not true. If that were true, I want to see Leo pick up Lil Mac and win a super major. I don't think he could do it. Prove me wrong, Leo. But and then another thing, another like argument to like what people were saying about him just being able to pick up anyone is, you know, he picked up Pyramithra, and I mean, obviously Pyramithra's a really good character, and like Leo manning Pyramithra is going to be good, but by his standards, I don't think his Pyramithra was that good. Coming from his standards, like compared to like Byleth and Joker, I don't think it was that good. Anyways, let's focus on why he dropped Joker. I think the easy way to explain why he dropped Joker is that, for one, people started to like learn the matchup even more, and I feel like in the earlier days of him playing Joker, some people were completely lost. Like, I saw some people DI down throw wrong and just die super early to like Arsene and stuff like that. Yeah, so people started getting better at the matchup, and I think Joker overall is this a stupidly precise character. In order to maintain that level of precision, to play Joker at that level, you have to be grinding the character a lot. You have to be practicing a lot of his confirms, and I just think he's an exhausting character to main. I wouldn't say so much in the beginning of the game because, you know, not everyone was good against Joker, and then the level of play in general is just worse than what it is now. So I feel like Leo could get away with not being as precise as you would have to be with Joker. But a perfect example is Frostbite. Now, Leo got 3-0'd by Prodigy, aka Kurama. He goes by Kurama now. He got 3-0'd by him. And then he made a crazy losers run, but I don't think a lot of people talk about how he almost lost 2 of his sets. And in fact, if I'm not mistaken, the 2 sets that he almost lost, he only won because his opponent messed up a crucial confirm. Like, they had the game-winning confirm and they just dropped it. But yeah, let's go over like some of Joker's stuff. Obviously, okay, something I have to address is Arsene. Yes, Joker has Arsene. Arsene is kind of broken, but 2 things about Arsene. 1, you don't always have Arsene, and 2, there are situations where you get Arsene where you may not want to have him. For example, when you're off stage. I've seen plenty of moments where someone combos Joker off stage, he gets Arsene, and his recovery is so much easier to edge guard because of how his up B works. So yeah, Arsene can be a double-edged sword. Obviously, most of the time it's great to have, but there are situations where having him is kind of a struggle. But yeah, let's go over like Arseneless Joker confirms, because again, you're not always gonna have Arsene. So this is probably like his main one. Fair 1, up air drag down into that. For one, that confirm itself, it's hard to get for multiple reasons. You have to get like landing fair 1. So you have to drop on your opponent a specific way in order to hit that. And then after that, you have to react to you hitting the opponent, which I don't think is that difficult, but you have to react to hitting the opponent, and then you have to up or drag down them. And you have to make sure you do it right in order to combo into like up smash or down smash, which, you know, high pressure situations, easy to mess up. I've seen Leo mess it up, not that much, but I have seen him mess up that confirm. And that's like Arseneless Joker's one of his main confirms. Obviously he has more. He has like jump read, up air drag down to like a smash attack, some other niche things, but a lot of his confirms are just hard to get. And then outside of the confirms, you have to be edge guarding the opponent, which, you know, you have to win neutral with your opponent in that position, etc., etc. Joker's hitboxes in general are kind of precise. He doesn't have amazing out of shield options. Not to say his out of shield options are horrible, but his best out of shield option is back air, which, I mean, yeah, like I said, it's nice, but it's not super fast. Yeah, it's frame 7, so not super fast. And, you know, he has footstool out of shield, but, you know, Leo wasn't doing that at the time, so that's another thing you would have to add in his arsenal if you were, like, to continue to play Joker. I feel like at that level, you know, because footstool gun, down gun is, like, really, really good. But it only works on aerials. Like, if the opponent does a grounded attack, footstool out of shield's not going to work. And then, if the opponent's facing Joker, he has to rely on grab or forward air if he can't footstool out of shield. And it's not hitting Mario. So aside from that, you have to just run away or like do something else in order to like avoid shield pressure. And okay, don't get me wrong, I still think Joker is like this top tier. I still think Joker is better than Byleth, but I think too many people, they focus on tiers and not you know, difficulty in doing certain things. Like I think Joker is just is a very difficult character, and like if you can play that precise, then yes, it's fantastic. But at a top level where it's easy to mess up, like the level of grinding you have to do to maintain that, it's absurd, and then it's just stressful. And then you move on to someone like Byleth where you just spam Nair and like, you know, you get Nair dash attack, you get kills out of B. Byleth also has a down throw confirm, which is pretty precise, but it does work. And not just that, but Byleth can just hit you with raw hits and you just die sometimes. So there's also that. This is something else I wanted to add. So I think the transition between Leo maining Byleth got accelerated with quarantine. I think if it wasn't for quarantine, we still would have seen Leo switch over to Byleth. I think that still would have happened, but I think quarantine just heavily accelerated it because you're playing online. Joker is a precise character. You don't want to play a precise character online because input delay is even easier to mess up. You're gonna die. So Leo just started picking Byleth, and he was getting good results with Byleth online, and then he transitioned to offline and he played both. Okay, I'll say this. I actually got the chance to play Leo before offline events came back because he was near where I lived. So I played him in some friendlies, and in the friendlies I played him in, his Byleth was significantly harder than his Joker. And you know, one of the reasons is that his Joker was rusty because again, level of maintenance you need for that character, and his Byleth is in practice. And I guess something else to add on to why you picked up Byleth, people didn't know how to fight Byleth at a top level because there were no top level Byleths. So there were a lot of stuff Leo was hitting people with that, you know, they just did not see at all until he did it to them. So he was able to kind of sneak in some stuff on people and like get the slight edge for a time. I mean, he still kind of is, but to add on top of why I think he's using Byleth over Joker is that I want to say at a lower level, Byleth just beats characters harder than Joker does. Like I think it's much easier to see the level difference between a worse player. Like if you're a better player than someone and you're playing Byleth, it's much easier to identify that you're better than them because you're just going to punish them very hard for random things. But yeah, like Joker, I think it's harder to see that difference. Like it's harder to like widen the gap between your opponent when you're playing because again, he is precise and there's just things that can go horribly wrong with him. And it's not to say things can't go wrong with Byleth, but I feel like in Byleth's case, the reason behind them going wrong is like more so matchup dependent. And even then, a lot of the times, at least at a top level, you're not going to fight that many characters that can give you a hard time as Byleth. Or let me rephrase that. At a top level Byleth, obviously Byleth has bad matchups, but I think very few people actually play the matchups that Byleth struggles with at a top level. Like, you know, there's Min Min, there's Pikachu, but there are very few of those characters at like a top level that you have to worry about. And yeah. Leo's consistent. He's more consistent with Byleth than Joker, which is probably why his Byleth is doing better. I just think Byleth is an easier character to be consistent with. I want to say this. I feel like peak Leo Joker is probably still better than his Byleth. I think it's just harder for him to like be at that peak consistently. I think his level of play will fluctuate much more with Joker than it would with Byleth. Byleth can cheese bad matchups. I mean, yes, but I just think you're not going to run into them as often at a top level. Like again, there's literally only one Pikachu you truly have to worry about that at Super Majors, and you know, like is Leo going to constantly play that matchup? And even if he does, it's probably like a lower level Pikachu, so he doesn't have to worry about it that much. I want to say the biggest concern is probably Min Min, just because it seems like that character at even higher to mid level could make Byleth struggle. But even then, if that were the case, you could just switch characters. But yeah, I think it's kind of all I wanted to say. It's kind of, you know, it was a mini rant, but I just feel like it's something that a lot of people don't talk about, especially because, you know, whenever you see Leo lose, you always get like that one comment like, oh man, he should have gone Joker, which in most cases, I don't think it's that he needs to go Joker. I just think he needs to like figure out what his opponent's doing, because he's normally not running into matchups that he can't do with Byleth. It's just people are catching up to him. Like shocker, like he's been on top for so long and now people are finally getting to his level. Yeah, it's actually good to see. Like things are becoming more competitive. But yeah, that's gonna do it. It's once again, drop a like if you enjoyed this, and also subscribe if you're not yet subscribed, and let me know what you think about my opinion of why Leo dropped Joker. But yeah, that's it. Have a good one. Hope you enjoyed the video.